So today, as we remember Yinka, Yinka will never sit on the fence. He will never keep mute. He will always fight for justice. Any news that he sees will be beneficial, he will share it. So I want each and every one of us to rededicate our lives to what Yinka Odumakin stood for and died for in his lifetime. When we see something, we must say something. We must never encourage impunity. The rule of law must thrive at any time. This is not a banana republic, and that's why I still support Senator Natasha Akpabio. On no condition must anybody be a judge in his or her own case. There will be room for someone to step aside and another person will preside. But it's enshrined in our constitution, section 35, freedom of movement. So her constituency voted her. And there's no force on earth that can get her out forcefully. It has to be through due process and rule of law. Not because the senator is a woman, but because no one has a right to, to forcefully take someone out, especially somebody who is a representative of her constituency from her seat. So today, if Yinka was around, he will not sit by the fence. Yinka will say, let whatever Senator Natasha has said go through due process, and on no condition must she be prevented from seeing those in her constituency from going around to meet, those in her constituency. Again, the state of emergency, our guest speaker has given a lucid presentation of issues, gave us dates, accurate dates, and when such was declared. So we didn't get to that point. Was Rivers State at war? Okay, one or two places were bombed, but it's sad that such occurrence took place. But there was even, and the bombing of that place was instigated. So by people that we know the security can fish out, they can smoke them out. And I want to say that no one is above the law in this country. So the yardstick for that state of emergency to be declared is unwarranted. It's uncalled for. These people were voted, and the rights for them to be suspended, we have not yet reached that peak. So I still want to use this to retrace, just as Yinka Odumakin would have done, that the declaration of that state of emergency is unwarranted, is unlawful, and is null and void and of no effect. So we are calling on the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to restore that person that was the governor, and all the people, all those that have taken part in ensuring that Rivers State becomes a place where there's a war-torn place, should be brought to book. We have freedom of movement, we have freedom of speech, and I'm sure that anyone who chooses to exercise such, either on TikTok or any of the social media, should be given that chance, should not be verified for giving that constructive criticism. And there's no way in which that copper that came out to air her view should be crucified. There's freedom of speech, there's freedom of movement. And Nigeria, we attained independence in 1960. A young man that was born will not be on diapers, will not be learning how to walk, but will have been solidly placed. So Nigeria, our country, should get to that pedestal where we attract respectability. And how do we get our respectability? when we respect rule of law, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, when we do the right thing at the right time. Finally, Comrade Yinka Odumakin, you left us 4 years ago. I'm dedicating myself, and you've seen all the people that are here. We are all committed to the ideals of Yinka Odumakin, because he will die in vain if we cannot keep up with his ideas, with his dreams, with his aspirations. So we are dedicating ourselves to that cause that he stood for and died for.
Clarity forever, we shall always fight for our rights. Never, never,